now request our President, Mr. Hariharan, to please address us on this occasion.
Honorable Chief Justice D.K. Upadhyay, Justice Honorable Justice Vibu Bakru, Honorable Justice Ravin Chamlani, Honorable Justice Pratibha Singh, my learned friend and erudite colleague and the Additional Solicitor General, Chetan Sharma, whom you will very soon hear more from. Secretary of the Bar Association, Vikram Pawar, learned senior advocates, members of the bar, friends, all other distinguished High Court judges. Sorry, my sequence may go this way, that way, but I will try not to miss any one of you. Pardon me if I am a man who doesn't follow protocol. I am known for that. Justice Vibu Bakru and me go back to a very long time. I, in fact, antedate him in this profession by 3 odd years, or 4 years, in fact. What came to him very easily over a period of time took me quite a bit of struggle. I always wonder, because he was a man of numbers, and I was scared of numbers. So here is a man who manages to finish his chartered accountancy by the time he enters into the profession. He enters into the study of this profession, study of law. If my memory serves me right, immediately after his BCom, when he was doing his articleship, in his first year or second year of law, he had already become a chartered accountant. So he is a man who came into this profession out of choice. He preferred to come here out of choice. Now if you draw a parallel, people like me had no option. I was a backbencher right through. I had no course to go but to do law. I was pushed against a wall after having finished law, so I had to take to the profession in a different way. As far as Justice Vibu is concerned, today there was a little bit of confusion in the mind of the bar. Looking at his immense popularity that you can see, where we have not only a crowded audience here, we have all the balconies full and probably spilling over. This wouldn't have been possible in the canteen. There was yet another reason, because Vibu had a very special place in his heart for this central hall. I am told that when he was a child, he used to visit this place and it was being constructed. And this spiral, which you see, inspired him. He used to cycle up this spiral and come down this spiral. So this spiral has been probably very intimate to his heart. So therefore we decided that we will do it here, because he decided to walk on this spiral and slowly reach on the top of this court. And he will continue to climb this double helix and reach somewhere, probably the Supreme Court of India, very soon. That is the fervent wish of this bar. Of the little, because the formal speeches we will reserve for all of you when the full court starts. We'll try and do something different here. Try and visit Vibu Bakru, the man, and my friend. There were 2 tables out there, round tables, which during renovation, those round tables exited. There was a demand that they should be restored. So that is one of the things which we did. We restored those round tables. So Vibu used to occupy the second round table on the other end, with many of his colleagues sitting here. And that table has produced number of judges. I never got entry there. So probably even I would have on one of the benches someday, but they decided not to let me in. So I was always an interloper. I would force myself on them, and they were gracious enough to let me have lunch once in a while with them. Adjoining to the table which Vibu used to occupy was also another table which also produced judges but with lesser frequency. The first table. And there was an oblong table in between which had lots and lots of colleagues manning that, which now probably is the prima donna table where maximum judges come from there now. So there has been a shift, a paradigm shift, if you can say, with the passage of time. Amongst the number of other colleagues who are there in the table today, you will find quite a few of them. Arun Verma is there, Kirti Uppal is there. Some of the judges have retired. Justice Shankar was from there, whom I can recollect. Justice Mishra was from there. So that table has a very long and impressive list. Justice Siddharth Mridul was from that table. So you can very well see why I was in there. So having said that, Vibhu in that table used to be mostly the silent one. He would silently observe and watch people come and go, speak a lot, and he would always contemplate, yeah, why this man keeps so silent. Till we realized when he came on the bench he was more into listening and then expressing his mind. So he is one of those judges, those precious judges whom we have, whom I, from my end, consider to be a Zen master. Because he hears, as in Zen Buddhism they say, you need to practice to hear the sound of one hand clapping. So he hears that sound of one hand clapping. And he is a difficult judge to negotiate with. In fact, I recollect one of the incidents which happened with my clerk, because my clerk knew that he is a friend of mine. When he came to the criminal side, number of matters of mine used to get listed before him. I would appear, and the tussle would go on, and invariably I would come out with a dismissal, with no relief. So one day my clerk quipped, कि सर ये आपके दोस्त हैं ना? मैंने कहा हाँ यार मेरा दोस्त है। तो लगता तो नहीं है। मैं कहा क्यों भाई लगता क्यों नहीं है? कहते आपके तो सारे मैटर डिसमिस होते हैं। So you see, these are different angles by which people measure judges, but that is a great measure of him, that he was never influenced by the fact that many of his friends from the very table from which he belonged appeared before him, but no quarter was given. No quarter was given where it was not deserved. People did get quarters where it was deserved. So that is something which speaks volumes about him. The other thing that comes to my mind, I had a talk with Vasundhara the other day, because that's Vibhu's daughter. I asked her that what are the other interests which Vibhu has, and interestingly I got to know that Vibhu is a man of great interests. He loves nature, and I believe that on his wish list is to see the snow leopard. Well, Vibhu, I don't know whether you will get to see the snow leopard now in these days, but then there's a great film which has been made by the Vedis on the snow leopard, which won the Golden Globe, which I had the instance of knowing the Vedis, and seeing their work is something which you will not regret. I will recommend that very highly to you. It is called From the Shadows. Besides that, Vibhu now travels from the capital of our country to what I call as Kempegowda city. That city was founded by Kempegowda. And it is very near to my native land. So that makes it more special. So someday from Kerala I can just, try and look upon him. When I am there on a visit, I am sure he will entertain me. I am already trying to make that inroad. But yes, so as far as wildlife is concerned, he may have not seen the snow leopard as yet, but then Karnataka abounds in wildlife. You've got the bigger cat there, you've got the tiger there, you have got the Bandipur there, you have got the Western Ghats there. I also got to know that he is into hiking and activities of that sort. He used to basically go on a hike in school when his parents were abroad. That's what Vasundhara told me. And those were days when there were no cell phones, there was no communication, and Vibhu would be off on his own for a month or so with his parents, living their lives in anxiety that where has this single son of theirs vanished. That apart, I also got to know a very interesting trait, because once in a while I have been to his chambers when he has called me, and I found some interesting paintings there. That mystery got revealed yesterday when Vasundhara told me that on one of the occasions in a summer, Vibhu decided to teach himself how to paint. And all those paintings which we see in his chambers today are from his hand. So who better than him to give a pen portrait of himself? He has been, as was extolled by my secretary, a great judge, a loss to our High Court definitely. But then we'll see him soon back in the city in a different capacity is our fervent wish. Wishing you all the best, Vibhu, with all that you do in life. Thank you so much. I end with a small, there's a poet king from Lucknow, whom I am very fond of, Wajid Ali Shah. A film long back by the name of Street Fighter, sometime in 1930s, popularized a number written by him in Rag Bhairavi. Babul Mora Nahi Kar Chut Ho Jaye. I am sure Vibhu will be having those feelings when he leaves us and goes and explores his pastures there. I've got a bad voice, so I can't sing. But yes, I definitely wanted to refer to Wajid Ali Shah. Thank you, Vibhu. Hoping to see you back here soon. This place is always open for you. This is your place. You have a special place in all our hearts. The emotions are making me tongue-tied, and I am standing in the way between lunch, tea, and whatnot. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.